Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 16th of June 2021. Before I get this out of the way, I'm sorry that you can still hear my PlayStation. I did actually clean it out, but unfortunately it hasn't really changed the sound levels of it very much, so unfortunately you still will be able to hear it. I will try and everything in my editing power to make it shut off, but no promises, sorry about that. Also quickly, the Resident Evil chapter came out yesterday, and the map got disabled already, so if you log in now, I think within the next week, you get 300,000 points instantly. There's no code, you just get it upon login, so make sure you do that at some point. But anyway, this is the series where we go over the Shiny Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There are 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how the perk changes as you tier up, what characters it comes with, and at the end I will give my thoughts on which ones I think you should buy with iridescent shards. Without further ado, we're going to get started. I think we have a week this week. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. So first of all, we have Blood Pact, which is a Cheryl Mason perk, and I don't think we've seen this one in a little while. I don't really remember this one, so that's cool, I guess. So, this is an obsession perk. When you or the obsession is injured, you both see each other's auras. After completing a healing action on the obsession, or having the obsession complete a healing action on you, you both gain a 5% haste status effect until no longer within 60 meters of each other, which is 6% at tier 2 and 7% at tier 3. Reduces the odds of being the obsession, and if you are the obsession, this perk deactivates. So, its word is kind of like a lengthy pretty there. So basically, when you or the obsession are injured, you can see each other's auras. There's no limit to that. You can just see them from across the map. And either if you get healed by them as the obsession, or you heal them and they're the obsession, basically you will gain haste status effect. So you get increased movement speed until you're no longer within 60 meters of each other. But this perk does deactivate if you're the obsession, which I find a bit weird. But I kind of get what they're going for, but still, I find it weird that the perk becomes completely unusable if you're the obsession. I think this is sort of underrated. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I know it got changed a little bit recently. But I don't think it's terrible, you know? I think if I was going to use Cheryl's perks, I think I would still use Soul Guard and probably Repressed Alliance rather than this, but that's not to say this perk isn't terrible. You can do some plays with it. I guess it's kind of better with comms, because, I don't know, because they might not know that you don't get the speed boost when not within 60 meters. It's kind of like Deathbound, but this one, you have to stay together for this one. Oh no, you have to stay together for Deathbound as well, actually. So, I don't know, basically, it's one of those quirky perks, if I had to sum it up. It's one of those, like, quirky perks. It's not terrible. I feel like it does kind of get sleeped on a little bit. But I don't know, it's a weird one. It's pretty good, I would say. Next up we have Head On, which is a Jane perk. I feel like everyone knows what this perk is. Basically, you can hide in a locker and stun someone when you jump out. You have to be in the locker for at least 3 seconds, but when you not quick vault, but when you quick leave the locker in front of the killer, when they walk past the locker, they'll get stunned for a bit. You get exhausted for 60 seconds, which is 50 seconds at tier 2 and 40 seconds at tier 3. Any other things, you know, blah blah blah, can't be used while exhausted, you don't recover from exhaustion running. And you can't use it when you have idle crows, but obviously I don't think, you know, that's going to be a really problem for anyone. I think this is a okay perk. I've talked about this one a couple of times before, but I think that as an exhaustion perk, it's probably the worst one, just because it doesn't do a whole lot. The other ones at least help you in some way by getting you that boost. This one just stuns them for a bit, which can be useful, you know. It's like a little DS, basically. I don't know how long it stuns them for. Stunned for 3 seconds, so that's even less than DS, actually, because DS stuns them for 5 seconds. And again, the fact that you have to vault a locker as well, I mean, to be honest, they'll catch up pretty quickly either way. So I feel like, again, this is like a meme perk. I feel like Survive Friends can really benefit from this. I think it's too difficult to be coordinated solo queue. So again, I feel like, you know, everyone loves this perk, and I'm just over here like, I don't think it's very good. I've had this perk for ages, and I don't think I've ever used it, you know. So that feels bad, but it's again, it's probably Jane's best perk, to be honest. What does Jane have? Solidarity and poise. So yeah, it's definitely her best perk. But I think as an exhaustion perk and as a perk to stun the killer, it's like pretty meh in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Okay, please don't kill me. Next up we have I'm All Ears, which is a Ghostface perk, and again I feel like this is a pretty underrated perk. Basically, when someone fast vaults, so fast vault out of a locker, fast vault window, if they do that within 48 meters from your location, they'll have their aura revealed for 6 seconds. 6 seconds is, that's quite long, to be honest. And this can only be triggered once every 60 seconds, which is 50 seconds at tier 2 and 40 seconds at tier 3. So, yeah, it's very simple. They fast vault something, you see their aura for a bit, and then it has a cooldown. So, this is very infamous on Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head's power works really well at windows and a lot of loops, well, basically every loop. So it really helps to be able to see where they are, because then you can use your shockwave ability through the wall. It kind of predicts where they're going and get an easy hit or an easy down. I think honestly though, this is really good on most killers, I would say. Again, Pyramid Head is the one that springs to mind, but I think maybe Huntress could benefit from this as well, because she has to, but again, it's kind of, and Death Slinger as well, like, they have to kind of know where they're going to use their power. So if it's like in the corn, or again, if it's just on like a loop, I don't know, but what I mean, like, I feel like a lot of killers can just benefit from a quick aura reveal. 6 seconds in a chase will feel pretty long, to be honest, so it really helps. And again, 40-second cooldown, I feel like that could get reduced. I think that could probably be like a 30-second cooldown if they really wanted to. But I feel like, again, that's like the thing with Surge. Surge only has a 40-second cooldown, and that time will fly. Like, by the time they're in the chase again, like, you'll be seeing that aura again. So mainly Pyramid Head, but again, I would say most killers can benefit from this brief aura reveal. And again, 48 meters is a big range. That's a big range, so keep that in mind. Finally, we have Rancor, which again I feel like I only talked about a month ago, which feels bad, but anyway. Each time this is an obsession perk, by the way. Should have said that first. It's an obsession perk. Each time a generator is completed, your obsession sees your aura for 5 seconds, which tier 2 is 4 seconds and tier 3 is 3 seconds. Each time a generator is completed, all survivors' locations are revealed to you for 3 seconds. Once all generators are completed, the obsession will have the exposed status effects, and you can Mori your obsession. So basically, you'll both see each other for 3 seconds. They see your aura, but you see them in the little bubble thing, what I call the infectious fright bubble, you know what I mean. But then once all the gens are done, the obsession, no matter what, will become exposed, and you can Mori them. So I think as a tracking perk, it's not very good. What do you mean, it's decent, but I would rather use Bitter Murmur, I think, because Bitter Murmur is auras and it lasts a little longer as well. This one's only 3 seconds. I think it's 5 seconds once they get gen done, and then 10 seconds for everyone when all the gens are done. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think I'd rather use Bitter Murmur than this. But I will say this is really good for when you have those daily rituals, when you have to kill someone with a certain killer. This is amazing. If you combine this with Nemesis, which changes the obsession throughout the match, it's really good, because you could try and do it so, like, by the end game, you can Mori a bunch of people at once, because the obsession is always changing, even after they're dead. So I feel like, at least in my opinion, I only use this perk if I have that challenge. I have Rancor on most of my killers, so I'm just like, okay, put it on. But I think, again, as a tracking perk, it's fine, but again, I think there's better ones out there, so, I'm going to go with which ones I think you should buy from the Shrine this week. And I would say Head On, if you don't have it already. I personally don't like it, but I know that like everyone loves this perk. It is a really fun perk. Jane's other perks are really, really bad, so this is probably the best deal if you don't have it already. And I'm going to say I'm All Ears. I think this is a pretty solid perk. It won't really, not fail. I mean, it won't really fail you. It's very consistent, even if the information doesn't really help. You at least you see what they are, I guess. Ghostface also has Furtive Chase and Threatening Tremors. I will say I do prefer Threatening Tremors over this perk in terms of Ghostface perks, but again, this is still worth it. So if I had to choose between Head On or this, I would choose this. Defo. Blood Pact, I think, is underrated, but Cheryl has pretty strong perks as well, so maybe just pick up Cheryl. I think we had Repressed Alliance a little bit ago, so I would maybe just wait for that, or just get Cheryl or something. And Rancor, again, Spirit has good perks, and Spirit's a good killer in general, so I feel like you'll be better off just getting that and get her other stuff along the way. But I will say, again, I've only ever used this perk for the Adept and to do my Mori dailies, so yeah, it feels kind of bad when I'm using a perk just to get my blood points. But anyway, guys, that would do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the Resident Evil chapter. I know that yesterday on the launch it was a bit rocky. I've heard a few issues, I've experienced a few issues, but let's hope that behavior can fix it quickly and we can all get back to it. Even with all that, we still have Resident Evil in the game now, so that's pretty exciting. But guys, that's gonna do it for me. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.